Hey YouTube, welcome in. Another video, we're talking about the base building in Arknights Endfield. It's pretty fun. I'll be the first to admit it. I've got a little bit of a really messed up factory, admittedly. This is just like a single outpost trying to make my buck flower and everything self-sustainable, and it's kind of working, but it does get pretty big and pretty convoluted pretty quick. With all of that being said though, Renegade has made a video kind of talking about the feedback, talking about the base building, and addressing if it needs to be changed, what's good, what's bad about it. And as someone who's probably got 5 hours to 10 hours in base building, I'm up to the purple gear? Purple or blue gear, one of the two. It's fun, but my god, is it fucking intimidating. I'll be the first to say that, okay? So yeah, we'll watch this video. By all means, please go follow and like over at Renegade side of things. Don't forget to subscribe to him as well. So we're gonna watch this video and let me know what you think. If you do like it, please like, comment, and subscribe on my side as well as Renegade's, and yeah, we'll get into it.
So I've been playing Endfield for the last couple of days, and so far I have probably clocked in about 30
God,
hours
you're
or
so quiet.
Although I still haven't finished the entire content the beta has to offer, I feel like I have enough insight to share with you guys about.
Exactly. I want to say this as well, by the way. I am 20 to 30 hours in, and I am still probably 20 hours away from actually completing this beta. And it is as close to a full game as a beta has ever fucking been. I honestly, and again, this is not related to the video, I just want to say, I think this game comes out mid-year. It's virtually finished. There's not a whole lot of things to complain about. Like, yeah, sure, dodging is a little bit janky, needs to be addressed, and combat can feel slow at times. But with that being said, the more I play and the more I learn combo attacks, and the more I get better gear, it speeds up that playtime and that combat feeling exponentially. So they might not even need to change that. It doesn't feel like it has that many options and bugs, and I haven't run into anything that would really be game-breaking, so to speak. I've run into bugs for sure, but nothing that, you know, a quick teleport out and teleport back in wouldn't fix. So I think it's coming out soon. But anyway, back to the video. Let's talk about bases. We're here for bases.
What I think about Arknights Endfield so far. And today I'd like to talk about the factory/base building aspect of this game and how I feel about it, and will it work as a concept.
It will work as a concept. I will do you one better to say it won't just work as a concept, it will actually keep a lot of players around who enjoy that facility side of things. Because there are so many things that bases are used for. Outposts, okay? You have the regular base building with the horticulture, which is in the paddy system. So you can also plant, like, you know, plant seeds and everything, and that matures, and you can automate that as well. And there's also stuff on the hardcore base where you can build gear and everything. Gear's not locked behind stamina walls. It's all purely buildable through the actual in-game system of the factory. So I think it's a great system. I think conceptually it's absolutely smashed it, as well as execution. It's just intimidating, okay? That's my opinion. It's just crazy intimidating.
To start off, the base is very important. Love it or hate it, all the progress you will need for the entire game revolves around the production you make in your base. Especially when you're aiming for high-end gear and meeting the quota of your other bases, otherwise called as outposts.
And I will say, the base building is good, but the barrier to entry for it can be scary, right? And so we're just keeping a lot of people who are ready. Yeah, but the game's not out yet. They'll try it. People who don't try games based on just what they're looking at, and it's a free game, they're not going to play the game anyways, okay? Don't worry about them. The game base building is very good. It is just the barrier to entry for the end game stuff, when you start to get really high level and you need the orange gear and that kind of thing. You essentially have to delete your base and start again at a lot of points, and that is scary. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you, and that feels like a lot of the early stuff you build is borderline pointless. And that being said, with the base building too, you need to use it to traverse the world, which can be a mixed bag. I think it's good conceptually, but we need more options than just a zip line to get around. And I don't want them to add a climbing feature, but if they don't add anything else, you may as well put it in there, okay? Because not everyone's going to want to do that and terraform the whole world for quality of life, right? We're gacha gamers. We can be pretty lazy at times.
Is essentially your mini bases set up in different areas on the map. When I was first introduced into the factory management of the game, I went into it with the mentality of, I'll just make something that gets the job done.
Me too.
And if it works, it works.
That's my base right now.
But oh boy, I didn't think I'd get addicted to min-maxing. Because let me tell you, every time I make a perfectly working production chain, I always come up with another idea and think, that looks fine, but it's inefficient and I can make it better, I think. And then once I improve the original idea I have, the same thought will pop back into my head, and then it just snowballs into a never-ending cycle of what-ifs.
And I'll agree, this can be really fun, but you have to be built for it, okay? What I will say is like the base building in this game it works, it's fun. But if you're not into that side of things, like you don't like games like Satisfactory or Factorio or kind of direct maintenance to create a quality of life in your game, right? Some games, even like MMOs, might have a similar system. It's not a factory per se, but you can do things to make the... What the hell have I pressed? You can do things that make the quality of life much better and more achievable. It's just, do you want to waste immediate time to make it better in the future? Or are you one of those people who will just keep sticking up and dealing with it because you don't want to put away the 30 hours to make every day 5 minutes quicker, right? It depends on what camp you fall in on. Because if you fall into the camp where you'd rather just deal with it, this game's going to be hell for you. But if you enjoy a little bit of the autonomy to kind of streamline your life in the game and make it very self-sustainable, this game is absolutely up your alley in ad nauseum. It will always be a game you'll think about. People who play Satisfactory are trying this beta being like, God damn, this is the best thing since sliced bread, and it's a gacha game. What the are we talking about? Not everybody's cup of tea. Yeah, it definitely isn't. First time watching you live? Oh, thank you, Jerk. Thank you, man. Welcome in.
Until finally you reach a point where you can no longer optimize it any further. Until you realize what you created can be chained into another product, so you try and make another production chain that connects to your previous one that you just made until the very same cycle that you experienced earlier reaches the point where you are no longer able to improve it further.
I will say, dude, when Renegade showed me his base on stream in like the last stream we did, I was flabbergasted at how insane this guy is going on this game.
Now, I've played a number
Do you think a
of
blueprint will
building
help solve
games
this?
like Cities.
I think a system where you can like take, obviously, if someone puts their base up as a blueprint, take someone's blueprint of a base and copy it would be a fucking perfect thing. I know it would create a lot of boring bases that everyone's running the same thing, but you need to understand some people would willingly just quit the game instead of learn the extremities. And I do get there are tutorials in the game, but these tutorials, you're not going to remember every single product, every single facility, and every single piece of equipment that does every single individual thing. When you think to yourself, oh, I need to build like buckflower seeds. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I will need to use a seed planting facility. But if you're like, damn, I need to turn this into carbon. Like, I need to turn buckflowers into carbon directly. What do I use for that? Like, there's a little bit of innocuity in some of the phrasing and the way some things are, well, phrased. But yeah, it's going to be very make or break, and I do believe that you don't need to have a min-max factory to play this game, but it's definitely going to help in terms of like XP building, mat grinding, ascension mats. Every type of material you can get essentially is buildable through the factory system, and then you can use your stamina for other things, which I think is fucking phenomenal. So, we'll see.
Skylines, The Sims, Polybridge, if that counts, and Minecraft. And even the Teapot feature of Genshin Impact, and most of the time, I tend to be more disappointed in making my Teapot in Genshin look good. And I have been
pondering... Oh, dude, Genshin Teapot versus Endfield Factory, Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Obviously, I don't think I need to explain it, but the Genshin Impact's the Coughing Baby, I'm just putting it out there. The Teapot is just such an afterthought and shitter of a game mode.
For the longest time, why didn't I like Genshin's Teapot system compared to the other games that I've played?
Because it's boring!
Why I enjoy the base building aspect in Endfield. It's because all the things that I build in the factory has a purpose and not for aesthetic reasons only. Because compared to base builder games that only gives you the satisfaction of making your base look good, Endfield gives you a sense of achievement that will benefit your progress in the future.
True, and that's what I said before.
Always build more stuff or even improve your production line and even optimize it so you have the most efficient setup known to the community. It's a niche for sure, but at the same time, that doesn't mean it prevents other people from trying it out and experiment on their own.
So to slowly end this video, I'd like to answer some of the frequently asked questions regarding the base building in Endfield.
Alright.
Is base building tedious?
Ooh, good question. Is base building tedious, chat? I would argue, yeah, it is. Even if you like it, I feel like it is to a degree tedious. Mainly just for some of the system names. They can be a little bit annoying with the naming scheme. Like, you have like a shredding unit, you have refining units, you have bottling units. They're pretty self-explanatory. I just think if there was a easier way to directly build or know what you need to build for something, because sometimes you can put stuff down and it can be the wrong thing. And maybe if you wanted to build buckfire seed into medicine, you've put down like a bottling plant instead, which would be a giga fuck up, but you know, it's kind of whatever. Having a blueprint system for that kind of stuff would be nice, right? If you clicked, hey, I want to build this end product, and it gives you what you need to build, like it gives you in return, you need a refining unit, you need a shredding unit, you need a bottling unit, and you need a planning unit. If it just gives you those as a group, and then you just pull them all together, like spot 1, spot 2, spot 3, spot 4, that'd be pretty fucking cool, right? I know it's in the game inherently, but adding it as a direct, a direct line of creation where you just click it, it puts it into your hotbar, and you do it from there, that would be really nice. The product chain does exist. I'm saying it does. I'm saying it would be nicer if you could click it, and it would give you the step 1, step 2, step 3. Because although I don't need it, we need to talk about the fucking casuals, because this game is all but, a lot of it is going to be pretty simple. The dailies you can get done inside 90 seconds, and you have a 360 stamina cap, I should say, for those who don't play the original Arknights. It's pretty quality of life friendly in that side of things. But if you want to play the game and you want to put in the effort to get this stuff done, as much as I agree you should work for it, it would be nice to have a semi-blueprint system. If it's not directly taking someone else's base, it's inherently giving you the step 1, step 2. Like, this goes into this goes into that. I know it exists. I'm just saying purely to have it in your hotbar or in your hotkeys when you click it would also be pretty cool. Again, it's a QOL thing. Pure QOL thing.
Yes, but only when you don't know what you're doing. So when you do plan to try
exactly.
this game out when it releases, I highly suggest you do the factory tutorials that the game offers, since it's gonna benefit your base building in the future. It also rewards you at the end, so it's a win-win situation. And once you're done with those tutorials and know the fundamentals of how the facilities work, what it does, and how to use it efficiently, ideas will come flowing right to you like a river.
A basic blueprint system is probably gonna be fun. Exactly right. Yeah. If they did a basic blueprint system, that would be perfect. I know a lot of people are going to push back on my idea to take someone else's base, but if the other person's putting it up willfully and they're on your friends list and it's not a whole entire base, maybe it's like an outpost or something. If person A is okay with it and person B wants to copy it and person A says that's fine by me, person B should be allowed. Sure, if it was the direct, like, inherent IEC base, fuck no, that's insane. But like maybe a little bit of outpost quality or something, that'd be kind of cool.
Or you can just look at a guide online and call it a day. Is it that important?
Base building, yes.
I can't stress this enough, but base building is integral to your progress in Endfield.
Yep.
All the things your factory makes will benefit you and your outpost on the map. You don't even need to make like the craziest base ever. You can just make a base where it produces stuff you need and you should be fine. Do I need to look after it every day?
Initially you do, but the further you get into the game, the more you can kind of forget about it, right? Once you hit the true end game, and providing you've built it to the point of self-sustainability of like having your yield match your cost or having yield be a bit higher than your cost, I think you're fine. It's just getting there is borderline everyday maintenance. Because it does farm offline, which a lot of people don't know. So if you go, like, let's say, for example, you're farming ore, like Amethyst ore, diamond ore, whatever you want to call it. You go to bed, you wake up, and you had, like, let's say, for example, 100 an hour. You have an 8-hour sleep. You wake up and log in, you have 800 more ore because it farms offline. It doesn't farm exclusive to when you're signed in. So that does create a lot of bottlenecking because things need to cap out, and your base cap's 10k in every individual material. So yeah, it's semi-daily, at least at the start, borderline every day, but the further you get in and the more efficient and more, like, you make it from the better understandings you get, it's not too bad at the end, right? I'm up to blue, purple gear. Sure, it's maintenance and it's a little bit annoying at times, but once you kind of set it, you can set and forget for at least a couple days, providing your efficiency and yield is 1-to-1.
If you're producing too much stuff to the point that you're capping out and can't make any materials any further, then perhaps you need to keep watch. Other than that,
True.
The base operates even when you go offline, so all you have to do is manage it once it's set up. And finally, I'd like to end this video by saying, if you're one of those people who isn't that adamant on base building, or even if you find the base building boring, don't hate it before you try it, because I also had the very same thought when I was first introduced on the base building part. The next thing you know, the base building is taking most of my time instead of actually going out, and I forget that I have missions and side missions to do. But anyway, that's all for the base building aspect.
Yup.
I will soon post another Endfield video talking about other stuff, so if you want to see what I think about it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, and most importantly, bless your faces and have a great day, gamers.
Thank you, Renegade. Appreciate you, man. What is this? I know the B-roll is stuttering. Leave me alone. Mid-range PC peasants. Am I fucking right, chat? But I agree, right? I agree wholeheartedly with pretty much everything Renegade said. It's a great system. It can be tedious at times. To play devil's advocate, most games have a tedious system at times, whether you like it or not. That's just the nature of the beast, right? And I do think that the base system is going to scare a lot of people off, but it's just the case of understanding that the game is going to have it there, but it's not life or death if you don't want it to be. That once you get to purple gear, you could be fine to kind of chill out a bit, but you do need to grasp at least a mid-level understanding. You don't need to be top 1%, understand everything to get by fine and min-max and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory. I need to create a battery. Oh, I need 20 pieces of acid and I need 20 pieces of ore. Okay, so I need to create mining rigs that create 20 pieces of acid and 20 pieces of ore. Pretty simple stuff, okay? And if I want to make 2 batteries, then I need to double my resource mining to 40 of each per hour, right? That way, or per minute, whatever ratio you're setting, to keep it self-sustainable. It's really, really simple basic math, if you even want to call it math. It's just, 1 + 1 = 2. That's math. Actually, yeah, this is legitimately just basic infant math. It's pretty easy to get around. Sure, it can be a bit annoying, but it's to the benefit of you. And when you get it going and it works and it is self-sustaining and you don't have conveyor belts blocking up and all that kind of stuff, it is so rewarding. Okay, it really is. And from there, it's good to go and leave. Granted, when you do level up and you do get big world changes and higher tier stuff, you need to restart your base essentially, and that shit's kind of fucking annoying. I won't lie about that. But once you do it, you can set and forget at least until the next tier of when you level up. And then when you hit the end game, it's perma essentially, unless you really want to be min-maxing it. There's no recipe for gears in this 50 review. I think they will. I think it's a beta. We've got to remember it's a beta. We're not going to have the full base and the capabilities in this beta unless this game legitimately is in releasing in like the next 3 months, which is possible because it's a very polished beta. Blueprints from other players, make marketplace people sell material for people that are too lazy. Yeah, but then they'll create like a pay-to-win system, right? That wouldn't be fair. I think that'd be a terrible idea. But anyway, yeah, if you did like this video, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment if you do agree, disagree with our takes, Renegades and or mine, regarding the base system. Some people are probably gonna fucking hate it, and that's fine. It's borderline satisfactory, and that game sure as shit isn't for everyone, even though it is one of the most fun games I've played in recent memory. Sure, it can be a bit annoying and blatantly egregious. They're the same word. Very egregious with what they can put out and tell you to do, and it can be a bit bothersome. But when it is done and ready to go, and you have had the synapse fucking brain neuron reaction to get things done, it feels so good and it's so worth it. But yeah, it's in the game. We have to accept it's in the game. It's a great system. It's just a little bit tedious, okay? But it should not make and break your enjoyment of the game because it's not so in your face that if you ignore it, the game is unplayable. Just make sure you get the basic stuff done is all I'm trying to say. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, please like, comment, and or subscribe, as well as go check out Renegade in the description as well. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye now.